How to get all 8 mythics in Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 4 Absolute Doom is what I'm going to be showing you in today's video. Well, technically there's only 4 mythics so far this season, but I'm counting Captain America's shield, War Machine's jetpack, and War Machine's auto turret as mythics because they kind of are like mythic items. We do know that there's 2 new items that are going to be coming out soon. That includes Gwenpool's mythic twin auto SMGs and also some form of a birthday medallion, so make sure you hit that subscribe button to catch those videos in the future. This is a compilation video of all of the mythic guides I've put out so far this season with some bits removed, so it's a one-stop shop to learn everything if you haven't had time to check out those other videos yet, or if you're just looking it up. Let's get right into it. How to get the Mythic Striker Burst Assault Rifle, also known as Emma Frost Striker Burst AR. So there are 5 drops that I think are best at this location, and most of these drops have to do with where Emma Frost is located. Emma Frost is located in this southeast building at the raft, and most players are going to be rotating to this building in order to take her out. So you do not want to land here. The areas you want to land is where I've highlighted on the map, because people are going to be pushing in towards one central location. So say for example, if you land at this tower here, people are likely to rotate in your direction and you can get easily third partied and shot in the back. Same goes for if you land the main building or Emma Frost's tower. Other people are going to be coming through after looting up and you're a lot more likely to get third party. So what are the best locations? Well, firstly, a great backup location if your location gets stolen and you're late to the drop is this little helipad here. It's got 2 potential chest spawns and a floor loot spawn, and typically some heals across the bridge. I normally like to loot this up, jump down this bottom section, and then push into my standard loot path. Another great building to land. This is, however, the 4th worst of the 5 best locations. So the worst one is this helipad. Second worst one is this building here. Now there's a couple of reasons for this, mainly similar to what we said before. It's likely people could rotate there, but it's got some pretty good loot. There's a potential gun spawn that can be on the roof or on this top floor area, and 2 potential chest spawns. If you head down the stairwell, you'll find a Dr. Doom chest. These chests give you better loot and more heals, so I always recommend going for them, as well as the Avenger chests, which are basically the same, they just look different. If you're landed at this location, it's best to drop all the way down to the bottom of the building, looting this whole floor area, looking for full shields and movement items. If you don't have movement items and you're playing zero build, you're probably going to get eliminated. There's an extra chest below the stairwell here that can help you out, and if you don't have full shield, make sure you loot all of these produce boxes. If they have mushrooms or coconuts, this will give you shield. In many games that I've won, it's from getting this shield off spawn that helped me survive. After this, I take the door out that leads south of the building. Now this is more in line with my true best loot path, but I'll go over that shortly. You don't want to be out in this courtyard area for very long. It's likely that people will shoot you, and just like any of the courtyard areas here, it's a place to avoid because you're out in the open and you're easy to spot. You're likely not to have movement items yet until you loot a bit more, so I'll stay away from it. Run out the door, mantle on this top section here, and drop down to have more cover before approaching this other back building. Or you can run across here, go through this bottom section here, try to avoid the lasers so people can't see you through wall, and repeat the same thing. Now chests can spawn at the water here, and I found some epic chests a few times, and on top of this as well, there is a potential god chest spawn in this building over here. Do note none of these chests have 100% spawn, so fingers crossed you get it. If not, all good. The best way to avoid these lasers that move is just by easily swimming in the water. There are also 2 chests that can spawn inside of this building. After going from this location, I head into the main area here, which I will go over in more detail as this is the best building to land at. You then loot this building area and rotate to the boss, but that rotation is the same in the next few drop spots, so I'll go over them first. The 3rd worst drop spot location is this building that's a bit separate from the rest of the raft prison, which I do think used to be a helicarrier. There's an Avengers chest that you can spawn in here, as well as floor loot and chests before leading out of the building. I would loot up this whole area and take the stairwell down. A big mistake that a lot of players I've seen make is just run out the front here. And if I've landed over at this building here, I normally spray them and eliminate them before they can loot even more. Loot the chest under the stairs or any produce boxes in order to get yourself more shield, more health, and potential movement items, and then the chest. You can then run down here, open this chest, and I'll take the zip line across in order to get across to the kitchen building a lot faster. The best drop location is this direct building here. Now there's 2 ways to get into this building. If the bus line puts you on this side of the building, I normally go through this door here directly. I land on this chest, or I go for this door directly, or I land in the door, open this chest, and then push into the building. The loot path I take is opening the chest and produce boxes, going through the door, taking the 3 slurp barrels, and then more produce boxes, and then looting the Avengers chest and the other standard chests and produce boxes. The best landing, in my opinion, is landing directly in this window area. If the bus allows you to, I like to land directly through here, open the Avengers chest, get as much loot as possible, normally taking all of the minis because you can get more shield easily, looting this back chest, produce boxes, every other chest in this building, and then taking the slope barrels. I normally save my half pots, flowberry fizz, or chug splashes, and use the coconut and mushrooms from the produce boxes in order to get myself up to 200 shield after taking 2 minis and hitting the slope barrels. I then rotate through this back building here and out the front. Similar to the past rotation, but different. Now, I wouldn't recommend running out in the open this way, but there's a couple ways that you can get on top of this building where you want to go. Number one is you can head towards this fence here, and then climb on top of it, and then jump up and climb into this building. There is another Dr. Doom chest that spawns in here, along with a bunch of other chests, and this, in my opinion, is the best place to go next. However, if you exit out of this door and then mantle up onto this fence section, you can then mantle on this next top section of the roof and go through the door on your left to end up in the same building. Now, something you'll notice around these areas is there are a lot of Doom bots. I would not shoot them at all. They only shoot at you if you shoot at them, or if you shoot at Emma Frost. The less people that you have to fight, the easier it is going to be for you to get the mythic gun. I also recommend in your game settings, under sound, make sure you have visual audio sound effects turned on. You'll be able to see footsteps of enemy players, and this will tell you when someone's about to be near you or rotate onto you. If you haven't hit the boss yet, or the Doom bots, you won't see their footsteps. This is a major advantage. I then rotate out through this door and normally shoot directly down at people looting in this area or shooting at the boss. If I have a striker burst assault rifle already, or a combat AR, or any long range-ish items, it's pretty easy to shoot down. If I can't see people here easily because the roof is a little bit hard to see through, I drop directly down to this platform, shoot at anyone who would be behind me, and then face people in front. Typically, there aren't people behind me at this point in the game because you've spent so long looting, and it will just be people fighting the boss. You can shoot at them at the doorway or right below, but I always stay in this top section. Do note not to go into any of these prison cells while fighting. They're all dead ends and you will get stuck. The only one that's not a dead end is when you drop down to your right immediately, there's a way out of the building. People can shoot at you from across the way at that other drop spot we talked about, or from the building up top or the mountains. A lot of people like to try and third party from these mountains. So typically I shoot at the people across from me. I run into this building through the top doors, not through the bottom, and shoot down at Emma Frost. Now, you can just spray at her to make her health go down as fast as possible. I recommend doing this with the brand new dual wielding SMGs, as they are really powerful and have some of the highest damage per second. I'll be dropping a video on that later on in the season, and then finishing off with an AR or a shotgun. Now, if she does turn diamond, there is a couple ways to get her out of that state. Number one, you can wait it out, just run away, come back later. Number two is keep spraying at her and it will break her block, similar to Captain America. Or number three, if she has any red spots around on her body, this is a weak point. If you shoot that spot, she'll get out of this phase. Now, typically when fighting her, she'll go into this diamond phase, and then all the Doom bots will start rotating in if other people haven't eliminated them. Using audio visual sound effects, eliminate the Doom bots before facing her again. Having less bots shooting at you means you'll take less damage, and means finishing the fight against her will be a lot easier. If hacking NPCs is back when this video is out, as it's currently disabled or just not working, hire one of them to be on your team. I then run back into the room and finish taking out Emma Frost or fight her around this top location. If she pushes out towards you, make sure you play near the doors or near the stairwell in order to get your health up, or wait for your overshield to come back before taking her out. From here, you should have shield bubbles, bunkers, or a movement item from all the looting we did previously. Now, if you don't, that's an issue. But if you do, typically I'd throw either down the bunker or the shield bubble, pick up her loot, and then I exit out of one of the following buildings. The first door here that is located on the south side of the building at the top leads to outside. There is a chest inside this container, but it can get you trapped. I normally just run outside this door here, go to this zip line, take it across, and then take another zip line across, and I'm out. Or I just use my jetpack or shockwaves. You can also take this exit through the bottom door here. It is more direct, but I find more people to not be aware of the top side of this building, and I've been shot less going through the top sections. The other way to exit this building is through this door on the east side, right below, I think, the helicarrier logo. There can be a chest here as well, but there is a bigger exit out this side, and similarly, you can go through the zip line. There is an NPC out this way that sells a purple, aka epic, sovereign shotgun, so if you like that gun, it's good to go this way as well. There's a total of 77 potential chest spawns at this location, so you should be able to get very stacked for loot. This also has the most Avengers / Dr. Doom chests out of anywhere else on the map, with 4 potential Avengers chests spawning and 6 potential Dr. Doom chests spawning. Take your time looting here, get your movement items, get your shield up, before pushing the boss, otherwise you're going to have a very hard time. In order to avoid getting third party, take the loot path slowly and get your shield up. By the time you push in, everyone should be in front of you looking at the boss, and you should shoot them in the back. If you haven't shot any of the Doom bots, anytime you see a pair of footsteps near you, push that person in order to eliminate them, to avoid them shooting you in the back and third partying you. Careful though, people do camp in these back rooms of the bottom floor exit that faces south that we talked about earlier, and also in the corner of Meowscles' room. The Mythic Sovereign Shotgun, aka Mysterio's Mythic Sovereign Shotgun. This is the easiest boss to take out this season. This Mythic is located at Doomstrat at the top of the map, and at this location, only 2 drop spots are worth it. When facing the north side of the map, the first building here on your left is the second best drop to land at this location. It has an Avenger chest and 4 potential chest spawns, and based on where it is in the map, it's not like you're going to get third partied from people in the middle buildings, as they are the people that you can easily third party and shoot at. The best place to land for this building is the top story here. There is potential floor loot spawn that can land right in front of the door or on the side to it, but when you do eventually run through the door, on your right directly there is an Avenger's chest. This gives you better loot, and as we discussed previously, it isn't an 100% guaranteed spawn. I then head down the corridor, take the first door on the left and loot the chest that's at the end of the bedroom. After that, I pickaxe through the floor here to fall through the bottom area to re-enter the building. I run back in through the front red door, take out anyone who is in this building, run to the stairwell, loot the chest under the stair, and then I prepare to go to my next building. Now there are other chest spawns that can spawn here, but those 2 chests I've been finding more common than others. You then want to exit through the red door that's on the north side of the building that you just entered. This is where you want to head into your next building here. Now the reason that you don't land in this building directly is there is no Avengers and Doom chest in here, so you want to get that better loot to start off. The reason we enter this building is for its high chest spawn of a total of 4 chests as well, and on top of this 5 barrel spawns, giving you guaranteed shield. After looting the bottom story, I typically run up to the second story. Sometimes I loot the chest on the right, but if I'm doing pretty well for loadout, I normally just run up the next set of stairs and I get these barrels at the top section here. Now by the time you get these barrels, you should have full health. I do recommend taking your minis earlier, but if you don't, there's one other location you can go. If you exit the west side of the building and you exit out of Doomstrat, you can head down to this little cavern area that does have an additional chest spawn in it, as well as 3 barrels. Breaking the floor is the easiest way to get all of these barrels. I then head back up into Doomstrat here, try to avoid directly running out in the open area, and I take the smaller alleyways and pathways that connect to buildings so I've got more cover. Mysterio normally spawns in this location here. He teleports around, but once you shoot at him, he'll teleport towards you. As long as you have an SMG or any of the fast firing assault rifles, you can easily take him out before he even gets to clone himself. This is the second worst spawn. It's good for loot and good for guaranteed shield, but Mysterio gets taken out fast. Mysterio is actually the fastest boss that you can take out this season. For the best drop spot at Doomstrat, where you want to land is directly at the clock tower here. Now landing on the right side of it is best, because if you land on the left, there's a lot more buildings that people can shoot at you from. You then want to pickaxe through this wall, loot this chest, farm the floor above you, and then take the next chest. Now if someone is somehow above you already, you can shoot at them through the floor from the loot that you got in this chest, but a lot of the time this doesn't happen. If you at least have a decent SMG or a decent assault rifle, you're ready to take out the boss. Wait to spot him from the window here, shoot at him once, and he'll teleport directly towards you. This is super beneficial because it's going to be really hard for people to rotate to where you are in order to take you out. So you can just absolutely spray the boss, and in a couple seconds, he will be eliminated. After that, I normally drop down this building, search the one Doom/Avengers chest that's at the bottom of the stairwell here, and then I dip away from this building. Now the best ways to leave this building to avoid getting third partied is taking one of the cars that spawns in the streets. There is a Jeep close by to that building that we talked about rotating to previously, but the closest one is dropping off the back of the clock tower and taking the speedster, leaving this area ASAP just to get yourself fully reloaded, as the shotgun a lot of the time drops unloaded, and to make sure you have movement for later on. Now a lot of the time these chests actually don't spawn. These chests I've been finding always spawn at the same time, but if one of them doesn't spawn, the other one doesn't. And in that use case, I normally go directly down this building, loot this Avengers chest here, go up the top side here and try to see if there's any other loot. Now if I don't have a good SMG or assault rifle, I will exit out this building directly, take the building on my right side, as this is normally uncontested, just look for more chests and more ARs, and then once in here you can shoot Doom through this window for him to teleport to you, and you can easily take him out. Same use case as before. Once you get the shotgun, get in a vehicle and dip. Aim for headshots, and remember, don't run away from this boss. If you give this boss a chance to do his idle animation to spawn in clones of himself, he's going to be harder to eliminate. You can definitely take him out before he gets to do any of this. Pick up the loot as fast as possible and dip, because this place does get third-partied fast. In the clock tower building, it's worthwhile noting that there is 3 barrels that you can farm here, but but if you farm the floor directly, you'll be dropped out in the open and you'll be really easy for people to shoot at. This shotgun is really fun to use and can pack a punch, especially at medium to longer ranges, but considering the twin SMGs deal more damage per second and the Gatekeeper shotgun will beat this shotgun up close, I don't think it's really worth getting this season, unless you just want to have fun with it and mess around with a new item, like I've been doing myself, which I've really been enjoying. Dr. Doom's Monarch pistol and Dr. Doom's Arcane Gauntlets. So we're doing this one a little bit different. I thought I would load into a custom to show you this, as well as splicing in some footage from my YouTube live streams. Make sure you subscribe down below in order to catch all of them in the future. So in order to take out Dr. Doom, you have to land at Castle Doom. Now there is, I believe, 3 spots that are the best spots to land here. We're going to start with the worst one, just like we have been typically, go to the second best one, and then the third best one in my opinion. Now Dr. Doom is one of the harder bosses to take out, not as hard as Emma Frost in my opinion, but he's got a lot of health. He can be quite annoying the way that his attacks work, and because this POI is so big, like you could take out 10 people off spawn and then you're fighting him, and then like 6 minutes, 8 minutes into the game, people are still rotating in because of how big this POI is. So the first best drop spot is landing directly inside of the roof at the back of the building on the very far north side of the map. And you might be saying, why aren't you picking up this chest? Well, this drop spot is for taking out Doom as fast as possible. Once you land inside of the building, there is an Avengers chest that does typically spawn here. Note, as we've talked about in previous videos, they don't have 100% spawn. You then want to loot up the next chest that's nearby, quickly grab whatever floor loot is around here and all of the ammo that you can get. You then want to pop the half pot here and then start breaking through the floor. Now the reason that you want to break through the floor on the inside and on the outside is because if you're on the outside, Dr. Doom can easily knock you off the building with his mythic item, and as well this is going to stop people third partying really easily. Now you can still get knocked off the building here, so you need to be really careful when taking out Doom. I like to break this floor here, look down at Doom, and then just start spraying. Now Doom has a lot of health, so it's very easy for him to hit you back or for other people to come and get you. Normally I try to avoid that mystic bomb hitting me. He will hit a couple of attacks on you, but as long as you got a little bit of a shield, it shouldn't be a big issue. I then drop down here, quickly pick up all of his mythic items, and then I try to leave as fast as possible. Now the best route to leave is heading east out of this building door, heading out of this next building door, and then going actually back on top of the building. So I like to take the zip line straight up. The reason that this drop is pretty good is because it actually takes a lot of time for people to rotate to Dr. Doom. They actually take a long while to loot. So what I like to do here is just loot up a little bit more, use the Flowberry Fizz or whatever shield I can find in this area, and then dip. Now the way I like to leave this building is not going through the building if you want to not get eliminations or not get third partied by lots of people, because there is going to be lots of people here, so if you fight one person you're probably going to get shot in the back. I just like to head towards the outskirts. Once I'm further enough on the side, I start heading back in. The reason I'm this far away from the building is because I don't want other people to shoot at me. Now, you might have movement at this point in the game and you might not have movement, and you're going to want to work towards having movement, otherwise you're just going to lose, especially if you're playing zero build. So I like heading up to this big silo here, this big volcano, not really sure what to call it. It is a volcano that looks like it's being harvested for its energy, and just loot up this area if it hasn't been looted already. There is a bunch of floor loot here and a bunch of chests as well. Once you're here and ready to leave, just let it bring you up to the sky before deploying your glider, and then you'll be as high as possible from not deploying your glider, then deploy your glider, and then just head, for example, out to Doom's Courtyard or anywhere else on the map that you want to go to look for more loot, movement items, and everything else. Another great place that you could rotate to is Grand Glacier. It shouldn't really be too contested since there's no real reason to land there. So that's the fastest way to take out Doom, but not having yourself shield or not having guaranteed movement means it's a lot more likely that someone else is going to rotate onto you fast or take you out. You just have to have a bit of luck here on taking him out fast and before anyone else rotates. The second best landing location when going to Doom Castle in order to get his mythics is landing at this back building here that's on the north side of the map. The reason that we like landing on back sides of buildings is because if you land anywhere in the middle, everyone will be pushing in towards you to look for loot and to head towards Doom. This building is very big, so it gets highly contested, and landing directly in the middle part of the castle here, all these people are pushing in. But if you land this top side, the worst that you're going to get is people from this tower rotating in. It's unlikely people in the middle are going to rotate directly in. They're probably just going to head east, straight towards where Doom is, not loot another building. Plus, this building is really close to Doom. So similar to before, how we took out Doom, you can take out Doom pretty fast. This one is a little bit slower, but it does rely heavily on getting better loot. I like to typically land on whatever floor loot is here. Now, just like we explained before, in the Emma Frost guide, we don't shoot at the Doom bots. and then they won't shoot at us back. It's only when you fight Dr. Doom that they will shoot you. This really helps as well for audio visual, seeing other people's footsteps. I then like to loot the slurp barrels here. You can look for minis first, but the main reason we land here is for this Doom chest. Now a chest can spawn on top of there as well. I then like to head up and down, picking up the floor loot, looting this chest under the stairs. I normally don't go for this chest inside this wall because you like to try and keep it fast, but there is another chest that's just down here, which does lead to a gateway, and this was actually worth it because I got myself a jetpack. Now there is a lot of loot at Doom's castle, so once you're fully shielded up and you've got the mythic, you should come back here to get more loot and especially more ammo. There's a total of 69 chests that can spawn here, 3 Avengers chests total, 6 Doom chests, 105 ammo crates, so you should be stacked for ammo when you leave this location, and also 14 slurp barrels. Now after I loot that area, sometimes I loot the stuff on top of the roof here, the chest on the roof. If there is a Doom bot here and hacking is working, I'll take out that Doom bot to be on my team to help me eliminate Doom. Now you want to shoot at Doom ASAP because he is going to see you and spot you, so go for headshots here. And he is probably going to hit his mystical bomb at me, which does hurt a lot, but considering that I actually have a jetpack, I can just avoid that pretty easily if I remember to move around and not be a steal target to him. But it does have an area of damage, his attacks, so you want to be careful with that. Now after you eliminate Doom this time, you can do the same process of running off. But especially if I'm down here already, or if I started the fight up the top side there, remember to hit your shots. I am doing a tutorial and I am playing on high graphic settings so the video looks nice. Normally I don't play on high graphic settings, so you got better frames, and I'm more focused on taking out the boss. I like to loot this Doom chest and then dip for the building. Same way we went before. If there isn't many footsteps around you, something you can do is just break this wall here and exit through the back side of the building, and then take this zip line directly up. The best drop spot here is also the most contested drop spot, and that is landing directly at the silo. So where you want to land for the silo is directly on this floor area here, if there is floor loot. If not, just hook it to the left right away, open up the Doom chest, and then eliminate people who are nearby. If someone's going for the chest exactly near you, go for the floor loot in front instead, and then just turn on them because it takes a second to open the chest. You can loot in any direction you like. I like to just keep heading left here towards the east side of the island, as I was already heading in that direction. Heal up as much as possible here because this is the best drop for getting the most loot out of all of these places. Remember not to touch the lava here as it will hurt you. Then you want to open up the chest nearby as well. You just want to keep going around, open up more of the chests that are nearby here, taking any of the floor loot that you see fit. Sometimes the chest spawns in this crate, and then also take the ammo crate. After you're done looting, don't head directly towards Dooms, jump into the lava. Don't pull your chute right away as it will give you more height if you let it carry you up in the sky. Hold forward so it takes you out of the smoke so you can see where you're going, and then head towards the second best drop here. Now my favorite drop spot actually is the second best drop because it doesn't really get contested too much, but this one is better because you're more likely to have like jetpacks, for example, especially considering you got 2 Doom chests here. I'm just going to loot as much of this location as I can, and I'm going to show you a new strat for taking out Doom where it's less likely for people to shoot you in the back super easily. So similar to before, we head up the stairwell here, loot anything else, make sure you've got that full shield as you did loot a lot more, and then I like to drop down directly here. Now Doom won't worry about you unless he sees you, so you can sneak around this area like I was doing. What I like to do after that is run back a little bit, shoot at him at least once so he starts engaging with you more and starts chasing you, because you want to lead him towards the outskirts of the building. Now the reason you want to do this is it makes it harder for people to third party. I like heading towards the zipline area as then I can play the roof near Doom, and I can also play the zipline near Doom. And just like that, Doom's outside of the building. If anyone comes to third party, they're going to have to approach from there or come from the top side, which makes it a lot harder for them. If Doom tries to shoot at you, make sure you give yourself more than a few seconds to head up that zipline, as he will hit shots. Just like that. Using movement on the zip line, Doom will be taken out. And similar to before, grab all his stuff. He does have a knockback effect. Head up the zip line and dip from this area. Rotating not through the middle of the building helps you avoid getting hit. But if you want to stick around this building and get yourself some better loot so you can have movement so it's less likely that you're going to get third partied while rotating towards the silo, there's a bunch more doom chests towards the front of the building area, and also a few Avenger chests. After heading up the side of the building here, what I like to do is go directly up to the top of the stairs. This is because there's a lot more loot up here, including floor loot, especially the Dr. Doom chest. There's a grind rail that you can take to the next clock tower here, which leads to another Doom chest, which hopefully will have some form of movement. I've just been getting really unlucky today. This is also a good rotation as well because you're not running out in the open as much, although people probably wouldn't notice you if you were doing that in the first place. And if you want to get down the stairs faster, all you have to do is hit a couple slides. Don't head all the way to the bottom of the stairs. Make sure you're one story up, head out this door, take the zip line across, and you'll be back at the silo. This is more safe approach, but also likely to run into other people. So that is how you get Dr. Doom's Arcane Gauntlets and Dr. Doom's Monarch Pistol. Captain America's Shield. Now there is one 100% spawn on where you can get this item, and that's not here. I'll be showing that shortly, but we're gonna go over where all the spawns are. So firstly, when it comes to floor loot, so loot that spawns on the ground, it's a 0.14% chance, so super low. When it comes to regular chests in Fortnite, you've only got a 1.02% chance of getting Captain America's Shield, so you have to open 100 in order to get one. Rare chests have a better spawn rate than normal chests with a 4.35% chance of them spawning. When it comes to golden POI drones, these have a 0% chance at dropping them, unfortunately. Claiming Floating Loot Island gives a 21.43% chance of a shield spawning. When it comes to an Avengers chest in Fortnite, this is your second best chance at getting this item, and it spawns in at 21.88%. So that means 1 in every 5 you should be getting one. When it comes to the Dr. Doom chest, no, not all things are considered equal. This is a much lower percent compared to the Avengers chest. It only has a 1.02% chance of spawning. And finally, if you want that 100% spawn, you want to go to Ship It Station, located right here on the left of the Nitro Dome below Restored Reels, this building here, and talk to Jonesy. It costs 300 gold and you can get one for that price. Really nice that we've got a guaranteed spawn of this. So to recap, 100% spawn, buying it from Jonesy for 300 gold. Second best spawn is getting it from Avengers chest. Third best spawn is getting it from claiming Floating Loot Island. There are 3 mythic items that you can get that are part of War Machine's loadout, and that includes War Machine's Arsenal, which is the guns that you can shoot and also shoot missiles. You've also got War Machine's hover jets, which is the jetpack, and then you've finally got War Machine's auto turrets, which is the gun that automatically shoots people. Stick around for the entire video to learn where to get one of these items at a 100% spawn rate. Starting off with floor loot, any loot that you find on the floor. For the arsenal, so these are the guns that shoot missiles and normal bullets, you have a 0% chance. For War Machine's hover jets, it's a 0.28% chance, and for War Machine's auto turrets, it's a 0.14% chance. So really unlikely you're going to get any of these. For War Machine's Arsenal, complete 0%. For standard chests, once again, War Machine's Arsenal you cannot get from chests because this is a mythic item. When it comes to the hover jets, a little bit better percent chance there. We have a 2% chance. When it comes to the auto turrets that shoot automatically for you, we have a 1.02% chance. So more likely to get the hover jets from a chest. For War Machine's Arsenal, guns and missiles, getting it from a rare chest is a 4.35% chance. So this is one of the first spots that you can get this from. For the hover jets, this is also a 4.35% chance, and exactly the same for the auto turrets. From golden loot drones, you got a 0% chance of getting any of these items. They only drop guns. From claiming Floating Island, you have a 100% spawn of getting War Machine's Arsenal. This is the guns and the missiles. This will always spawn. For the hover jets at claiming Loot Island, there's a 21.43% chance, so 1 in every 5 times you claim the island, and that's exactly the same for the auto turrets that go on your back. For Avengers chests, this is your second best place at getting most of these items. Jetpacks and the auto turrets is your best spot to get these items. For the arsenal, it's 15.63% chance. For the hover jets, it's 32.25% chance, and exactly the same 32.25% chance for getting the auto turrets from Avengers chests. Now, when it comes into Dr. Doom chests, this is a lot lower. 0% chance for War Machine's Arsenal, 2.05% chance for War Machine's hover jets, and a 1.02% chance for War Machine's auto turrets. So to recap, The best spot to get all of these items: for War Machine's Arsenal, it's claiming Floating Loot Island, and then Avengers chest for the second best spot to get them, and then rare chest. For the Jetpack, the best place to get these is from Avengers chest. Second best place to get these is claiming Floating Loot Island, and the third best place to get these, hey, we got the Jetpack, is from rare chest. And for War Machine's auto turrets, best place to get this is also Avengers chest. This one didn't spawn, unfortunately, that spawns in here. Second best place to get it is from claiming Floating Loot Island, and third best place to get it is from rare chest.